is up, bros? Welcome to the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. Another slow news week for us this week. We don't have really anything to talk about other than one new 4K coming out. Yeah, one movie that we're kind of excited about, or at least I am. I don't know your feelings about it yet.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I straight up forgot. I straight up forgot the movie that came out on 4K this week. Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, shut up.
I put it in the outline and everything.
Well, I'm on the debate page right now, so kiss my ass.
Oh. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be talking about that. Like I said, nothing else news item worthy, or nothing that we saw that caught our eye. But after that, we'll be getting into our headliner this week, which will be our breakdown of The Batman. So yeah, without further ado, let's say we get into it.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, I'm Crash, host of the podcast Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar. On our show, me and my co-host pick a new movie each week and rate each movie on a few categories that we think are important to making a great movie. After we rate the movie, it gets a final rating, and that lands it somewhere on our cellar scale, where it will get labeled as either a well, premium, or a top shelf film. Catch us on platforms like Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, and more. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Instagram as Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar. It's Crash, the letter N, Taz Movie Cellar, with underscores in between each word. And on Facebook, Crash and Taz Movie Cellar, where you as a listener can suggest movies for us to rate, and also give us some constructive criticism to make the show more entertaining. Overall, don't forget to follow or subscribe, and rate and review us, and get ready for an entertaining show with us. See you guys then.
Alrighty, first up in 4K Spotlight, we have one new movie coming to us this week. Rose, you want to talk about this one?
I would love to. God damn it. Stupid freaking cord. Sorry. So with this week, on 4K, we're getting the remake of West Side Story, the movie that did so amazing at the box office. Like, whew, man, it gave Spider-Man No Way Home a run for its money. Like, wow. If y'all didn't, catch on, that was total sarcasm, because God.
You did say that in a tone where I was just like, okay, did it really?
Oh, dude, it bombed.
Did it really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you want to see how bad?
Yes.
Let's find its Wikipedia page, because it's bad. So keep in mind the budget was $100 million, and that doesn't include advertisement.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. I swear that number was a lot lower a couple weeks ago. It still bombed. But I thought it was a lot worse than that. It only made $73.7 million.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot worse. I thought it was like 50, but never mind. It still bombed, though.
So it's only made, 75% of its budget?
Basically. Yeah, well, technically, not even that, 73%.
Damn. That sucks.
So, I don't know how it's done on Disney Plus so far, but I remember like people saying like, oh yeah, well, but Encanto didn't do that well at the box office, and to them I say, let me pull up Encanto's box office. So Encanto's budget was between 120 and 150 million. It did only gross 248 million, but I would defend that with that ever since it started streaming on Disney Plus, it has topped the charts of movies that have been streamed every single week. It's been number one.
Damn.
So it is making its killing on Disney Plus.
Yeah, dude. That movie though was like so good, so freaking
That
good.
movie was perfection. God, I love that movie.
Yeah, but this movie, dude, like, it seems like the reviews were pretty decent, like in regards
the reviews were great. Like people were saying that it's one of Steven Spielberg's best movies.
That might be stretching it, but okay. I haven't seen it, but
it's not better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but
I was thinking more like Star Wars or just Indiana Jones in general.
Well, you're thinking George. Wait, I'm thinking.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of George Lucas.
Yeah, we're thinking of George Lucas. But wait, didn't Steven Spielberg direct Indiana Jones 4?
That's just I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm looking up too.
Yeah, he directed Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay, so has he directed all Indiana Jones films?
Hold on, I'm going back to shit. He has directed a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, hell, didn't he direct? Wait, now I'm like, did he?
So he did E.T.
Okay.
Goonies, Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh, that was executive producer credit.
I thought Back to the Future was Robert Zemeckis.
Hold on, let me go back and just check. Okay, executive producer. Son of a bitch, I was looking for his director credits. Okay.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah, I know. Scratch that. Yeah, son of a bitch. I had his producer tab open.
Oh, I'm
so dumb.
You were not. Shut up.
Okay. He has... I'm just going to bring up movies that, like, I know. Okay, he has Jaws.
Okay.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
E.T. Temple of Doom. Last Crusade. So he's...
So he did all 4.
He did the original ones for sure. Oh yeah, and Crystal Skull.
Is he doing 5?
It does not say.
Damn it. I hope he is, because you got a good thing going here.
Yeah, he's done Hook, Schindler's List, Jurassic Park 2, Saving Private Ryan.
Damn, I forgot how impressive his list is.
Yeah, Adventures of Tintin, War Horse, Lincoln, Ready Player One, and now.
Oh yeah, I forgot he directed that.
Yeah, and West Side Story now. So his directing credits are like insane.
Yeah, wow. He's just unfortunately not the biggest draw at the box office anymore.
That's surprising to me, though. Like, just, like, are any of these movies, like, I feel like a lot of his movies didn't catch on super quick. Like, other than, like, Indiana Jones. But, like, did E.T. do, like, super well? Or, I
actually do not know.
Like, I feel like that one took a minute to catch on, but... Yeah, like, I don't know if Steven Spielberg's ever been like a huge selling point.
I think E.T. did catch on very fast, because I remember when Atari had to make E.T. the video game because of how popular the movie was, and then they turned out that piece of shit that is arguably to many the worst video game of all time.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know if Steven Spielberg has ever been like the selling point of a movie. Like, he's definitely been a selling point, but I don't know if he's ever been the selling point.
Fair enough. I'm very interested to see how much E.T. did. make at the box office? We are like really getting off topic here, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, well, isn't that like over the years though? For how many times it's been re-released? Okay, so the budget for E.T. was $10.5 million, and I'm pretty sure this is just accumulated from the many re-releases that the film has had. And this might be adjusted for inflation, but it made $792 million.
Holy ballsack.
That has to be many releases in theaters. I'm calling bullshit. That is not just one run.
Yeah, unless E.T. was the only movie to have been released in 1982.
E.T. was the end game of 82.
Shit. Yeah. But yeah, getting back to it.
Yeah.
I am pretty excited to see West Side Story.
I am too. I just don't know if I want to watch it on Disney Plus first or blind buy it when it comes out next week. So I'm still deciding. But if you guys do want to pick it up, they are releasing just a regular Blu-ray and 4K, as well as a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, which looks freaking bitching because it has the two opposing groups on each side of the Steelbook. So when you like kind of like open it up and like flip it over, you can see them facing each other. But it's just like the silhouettes, and it looks freaking awesome. I love it. I really want it actually now, looking at it closer. God damn it.
I may have this wrong, and I feel like I'm going to sound like an idiot asking this. Is this the movie with, like, the Greasers and Pony Boy?
No, that's The Outsiders.
Damn it! I just started thinking about that, and I was just, like, for some reason that the phrase "Stay Golden, Pony Boy" has been, like, stuck in my head, and I'm like... I kept thinking, like, yeah, that's West Side Story, but I may have not seen anything about West Side Story now that I'm thinking about it.
No, sorry, man, it ain't the Greasers versus the Socias.
Dude. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I got that out there before I watched it, because if I'm going to check and see if Brielle wants to watch it, but I'm so glad that I got it out before I watched it with her, if she wants to watch it, of course. Because I honestly probably would have been like, that was weird. Where the hell was Pony Boy?
Why didn't they say at least stay gold one time?
Yeah, I know. Kind of shitty they took an entire character out of this movie.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so you haven't seen The Outsiders either? Or have you?
No. I have not seen The Outsiders either. I have read the book.
Wait, who did you have for 8th grade English?
I went...
Or 7th?
Oh, 8th grade English? I don't
Maybe
remember who...
7th grade. It's either 7th. Because, did you have Dorsey at all?
No.
Okay, because I remember when we read The Outsiders, she showed us the movie after.
Yeah, I can't remember who I had for English.
Or, I'm sorry, language arts.
I don't remember who I had for language arts.
Or wait, maybe I'm sorry, no, it's called English out here in Utah, but in California we always called it language arts. It's weird.
Do you remember the other teachers?
No, not off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah, I'd have to look at my yearbooks.
You still have those?
Somewhere.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I feel like...
I don't even know where mine are.
Dude, I feel the only reason I've kept them around is because I know that Iris and, like, any other kids that I have are going to have fun looking through them.
No, that's true. Hey, look. Hey, Mom, who's that weird fucker? Oh, that's your dad. Oh, I'm just kidding.
You bastard. Joke's on you. Iris or Brielle and I didn't even go to the same school until... Actually, we've never been to the same school.
Okay, that's true.
So, screw you.
No, what would make it the best is if Iris or your next child says, "Hey, Mom, who's the Four Eyes? That's your Uncle Rose." Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they wouldn't know.
I mean, hey, you never know. I mean,
people change, but you haven't changed that much. I mean,
no, that's true.
You've lost a lot of weight since junior high, but
see, I disagree.
No, you're wrong, dude.
I feel I've gained weight since junior high and high school.
Okay, other than like getting like bigger, like
see,
in
you
scale.
Admit it.
No, I meant bigger in scale, not like in height and everything. Like, no, you've thinned out a lot. Like you used to like. I feel like I could have gone to like Jack Black could come to you and ask for stretchy pants, like way back in junior high. But you've lost a lot of weight since then.
Well, thank you for making me feel good because that was amazing. Freaking Jack Black stretchy pants. Now I can't get the scene in the Simpsons movie out of my head when comic book guy comes to Marge and he says, "Thanks for giving me your pregnancy pants. I've never known comfort like this."
Oh, shit. But yeah, like, if you don't think that, like, when's the last time you looked at our yearbook?
Probably like 2 years.
Yeah, so I would definitely go back.
So if I can prove that if I am thinner in the yearbook than I am now, do I get to kick you in the ass?
Sure, I'll take that bet.
Okay, cool.
Now, like I feel like now you're at like a healthy physique, and
I mean,
but yeah, like way back when you were like a couple donuts away from being able to do the truffle shuffle.
Hey, from what I hear, both men and women are into dad bods now. That's like the sexy thing. Nobody gives a shit about muscle anymore.
Yeah, thank the Lord.
Oh shit!
I think
I'm good there.
I think that's just been men who don't want to work out anymore, just gaslighting the ever living shit out of society.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
And I will fully take that.
As will I. Oh man. So yeah, West Side Story. That Best Buy exclusive steelbook. It's something. Besides the steelbook, we also have a Target exclusive. Which I'm assuming it's the same shit. It comes with a gallery book. That's usually what Target exclusives always are.
Freaking dumb.
Oh, it's 2 limited edition foil etched prints. And those actually look pretty badass. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish the art on the Target exclusive was on the steelbook. It
really?
Looks really nice. Yeah. It's like it's the couple like dancing. But it's like kind of like painted in like red and blue and some like other colors, and then behind them is the 2 groups like facing off against each other.
Sick.
It looks so cool. No, I'm not double dipping on a movie I've never even freaking seen.
If I end up watching it tonight, I'll let you know how it is.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so that is, I'm pretty sure that's it for 4K. I just want to double check. Oh shit, what? That's coming to 4K? Have you ever seen The Apartment?
No.
amazing old-time film. Came out in 1960. One of the funniest movies I've seen. It's a great comedy. I recommend it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's called The Apartment?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it won the Best Picture Award in 1960.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, trust me, it's that good. It is so good. So, shit, I might need to pick that up on Tuesday. God damn it.
Well, if you're giving it that much praise, I'll definitely have to check it out.
What sucks is it doesn't come with a digital copy. Damn it.
Freaking lame.
Seriously.
Get with the times, people.
Yeah, it's weird, because, that doesn't come with a digital copy, but yet Singing in the Rain, which is coming out, I think, later this month or next month, comes with a digital copy on 4K.
Freaking weird.
I'm very confused, but you know what? Whatever. But yeah, so that is it for 4K Spotlight.
Alright, cool. Well, with that, I do believe that we can get into this week's headliner, where we break down The Batman. Alrighty, if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. Then all of those magic numbers get averaged out, spit into our algorithm, and gives us a letter grade to compare to all the other movies that we've discussed. So, if you have not seen The Batman yet, spoiler alerts ahead. We will be ruining the entire freaking movie, and if you listen past this point, and the movie is spoiled for you, it is your own freaking fault.
Yes, it really is very, very much your fault.
Yeah. So, like I said, spoiler alerts ahead. This is your final warning. So with that, Rose, would you like to read off the synopsis for this movie?
I would love to. So, okay. Here we go. Huge spoilers, like Caleb said. All right. On Halloween night in Gotham City, Batman and Spider-Man meet. Huge spoiler there. Huge spoiler there, guys. Like, come on. All right. Whew, okay. On Halloween, Gotham City Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. is murdered by a man calling himself the Riddler. Reclusive billionaire Bruce Wayne, who has operated for 2 years as the vigilante Batman, investigates alongside the Gotham City Police Department. Lieutenant James Gordon. Okay, they put a period in a bad place, assholes. I'm gonna. You know what? We're gonna start that over. Reclusive billionaire Bruce Wayne, who has operated for 2 years as the vigilante Batman, investigates alongside the Gotham City Police Department. Lieutenant James Gordon discovers a message left for Batman by the Riddler, but Commissioner Pete Savage berates him for allowing a vigilante to enter the crime scene and forces Batman to leave. Soon after, the Riddler kills Savage and leaves another message for Batman. Batman and Gordon discover that the Riddler left a thumb drive in Mitchell's car containing images of Mitchell with a woman, Annika Koslov, at the Iceberg Lounge, a nightclub operated by the Penguin, mobster Carmine Falcone's lieutenant. While the Penguin pleads ignorance, Batman notices that Selina Kyle, Annika's roommate, works at the club as a waitress. Batman follows Selina home to question Annika, but the latter soon disappears, so he sends Selina back to the Iceberg Lounge to search for answers. Through Selina, Batman discovers that Savage was on Falcone's payroll, as is I'm butchering this so bad. As is District Attorney Gil Coulson. Selina shuts off communication when Batman presses her about her relationship with Falcone. The Riddler abducts Coulson, straps a timed collar bomb to his neck, and sends him to interrupt Mitchell's funeral. When Batman arrives, the Riddler calls him via Coulson's phone and threatens to detonate the bomb if Coulson cannot answer 3 riddles. Batman helps Coulson answer the first 2, but Coulson refuses to answer the third, the name of the informant who gave the GCPD information that led to a historic drug bust ending mobster Salvatore Marione's operation, and dies. Batman and Gordon deduce that the informant may be the Penguin and track him to a drug deal. They discover that Maroni's operation transferred to Falcone, with many GCPD officers involved. Selina inadvertently exposes them when she arrives to steal money. As the Penguin flees, Selina discovers Annika's corpse in a car trunk. Batman captures the Penguin, but learns that he was not the informant. Batman and Gordon follow the Riddler's trail to the ruins of an orphanage funded by Bruce's murdered parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne, where they learn that the Riddler holds a grudge against the Wayne family. Bruce's butler and caretaker, Alfred Pennyworth, is hospitalized after opening a letter bomb addressed to Bruce. The Riddler then leaks evidence that Thomas, who was running for mayor before he was murdered, hired Falcone to kill a journalist for threatening to reveal embarrassing details about Martha's history of mental illness. Bruce, who grew up believing his father was morally upstanding, confronts Alfred, who confirms the allegations but states that Thomas did not intend for Falcone to murder the journalist and planned to turn him over to the police once he found out. Alfred believes that Falcone had Thomas and Martha killed to prevent this. Selina tells Batman that Falcone is her father, though Falcone does not know it. She learns that Falcone strangled Annika because Mitchell told her that Falcone was the informant and decides to kill him. Batman and Gordon arrive at the Iceberg Lounge in time to stop her, but the Riddler kills Falcone as he is arrested. The Riddler is soon unmasked as forensic accountant Edward Nashton and incarcerated in Arkham State Hospital, where he laments about failing to kill Bruce. He does not realize that Bruce is Batman, whom he idolizes and took inspiration from when targeting the corrupt. Nashton proposes a partnership, but Batman rejects him. Searching his apartment, Batman learns that Nashton has stationed car bombs around Gotham and cultivated an online following that plans to assassinate Mayor-elect Bella Real. The bombs destroy the breakwaters around Gotham and flood the city. A shelter is set up in an indoor arena where Nashton's followers shoot but fail to kill Real. They are stopped by Batman and Selina. In the aftermath, Nashton befriends another inmate, while Selina deems Gotham beyond saving and leaves. Batman aids recovery efforts and vows to inspire hope in Gotham.
Hell yeah. Alright, starting off with the story. This movie suffers from some pacing issues.
Very. This could have been a 2.5 hour movie. It did not need to be 3 hours.
Honestly, I think it's just the waiting. Feel like definitely there were some scenes that could have been removed or shortened down. I don't know if it was a full half hour's worth though.
Okay, fair enough.
Because this was what? It was 2 hours and 50.
I think 57 minutes.
57 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have gotten it down to 2:45.
That's it? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think it was a lot. I don't think it was a full half hour. Because I feel like I've seen movies where it feels like you could legitimately take out it like the second Matrix movie. You could have easily shortened that down by a half hour and still been needing to take more out. This movie,
true.
It didn't need too much. It just needed a little bit more cleaning up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Other than that, the story was pretty bitchin'.
Yeah, Not gonna lie, once again, Matt Reeves knocks it out of the park like he always does with his movies. Once he was announced as the director for this film, after the Planet of the Apes movies that he did, because I know he didn't do the first, but he did do Dawn and War, which are incredible, remarkable films. I had a feeling that this was going to be a great origin story, and like Caleb said, even though there are some pacing issues, I was not let down one bit.
Yeah, not even a little bit. And dude, like didn't realize that he was the one that did Dawn and War. So now, like thinking about it, it definitely had some of those vibes to it.
Right? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Damn it. Sorry about that.
But I think he did such a good job at giving us a Batman we've never seen before.
Yes, I love seeing a Batman that is like in his younger years, that is still trying to find his way as Batman. Because Ben Affleck's Batman was well into his career as the Caped Crusader. So was Christian Bale's. So seeing, like they said, a Batman that has only been Batman for 2 years is a very interesting thing. And the way that they explore it, the way that you can definitely tell. He definitely doesn't. I mean, Batman, I don't know. Would you say Batman has ever pulled his punches?
I would say no.
Like, it just felt in this one like he was definitely not pulling his punches.
Yeah, like for sure. Like I think with like the closest we've gotten to a Batman that's like this is definitely the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Like at least when it comes to like Begins, but it also seemed like he was very. I don't feel like they focused a whole lot on things that were new to him. Like it felt like he was just a very capable, like almost unbeatable person from the get-go. But with this rendition, you could see Batman taking hits. Like he was freaking getting shot at, which was just insane. Like I loved the opening. Like I loved how much Batman we got in this compared to other movies.
That is fair.
Like I feel we got so much more Batman. Like he spent a majority of the movie in the cowl.
Yeah, I can honestly only account like on one hand how many scenes we actually saw with just Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, which it's usually so opposite, especially like Christian Bale's Batman.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like with Christian Bale, like I said, he does seem very like competent, almost like an indestructible force, but he is kind of taken. He's only ever challenged by people that have similar skill levels as him. Like he's able to freaking just beat the shit out of like normal everyday villains. And like if we're talking like Batman Begins, he's able to take down like everyday villains like no problem. But when it comes to like Ra's al Ghul, he gets his ass kicked a little bit. And then same thing with like Scarecrow. Like Scarecrow kind of puts him on the ropes a little bit only after he gets poisoned. And so it's almost like he is like this indestructible being, but like I loved seeing this Batman where he did seem like vulnerable, but still had that like that essence of fear. Like I was saying with the opening, and it's showing like these different criminals, like or just like ne'er-do-wells. Just kind of out and about doing whatever. Like there was someone like, what's it called? Graffitiing a bank, and then someone else that was like robbing a convenience store, and then there was these other people that were like stalking this man and getting ready to like beat him up, and all of them like saw the bat signal in the sky, looked into like somewhere with darkness, and it's like they're just like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Like, dude, like legit, no, just like that's something we never got to see from any of the other Batman. Like we've never gotten to see like the criminal's point of view from being like, oh shit, is Batman in that shadow?
It's true. It's very true.
And so like just the terror of looking into just utter darkness and hearing like these footsteps, almost like I kept like thinking like it sounds like he's wearing spurs.
Dude, right?
Which, or like he has like change in his boots or something, so it's just ching, ching.
I don't
ching.
know why that got
Like,
annoying to me after a while.
It did.
Okay.
It very much did. But dude, like, I'm a sucker for like westerns, and just hearing that is just like a crazy level of intimidation. At least for me. Like I freaking loved it.
So is it safe to assume that with Arthur in Red Dead 2 you had him wearing spurs?
Oh yeah, for sure.
See, I can't do them at all. I don't know. To me, they kind of look tacky on boots, but that's just me.
I had like the dark ones that were like really small, so you would still just get the chinking when he would walk. But yeah, I would usually put spurs on.
All right, respect.
Hell, if I thought I could get away with it, I'd wear spurs.
Oh, good lord,
dude! I love it, dude. Like you know how much I love when like my pockets get a little bit loose and I have my keys in there, and so when I'm like every time I take a step with my left leg, it's like every time I take a step, like oh my gosh, freaking love it.
I never knew this about you. I love that. That's cool.
I've been told a lot that I have a very intimidating cadence to my walk.
That you know what? I can agree with that. I say that in a loving brother way.
Yeah, like I've had people come to my house, and like when I'm here, when it's just me, when they know it's just me, and they're like, yeah, I'll knock, and then I'll hear you walking towards me, but it's not like it's not fast, but it's not like slow. It's just they're just like you're because I live in a trailer, and so like you can hear freaking everything. So they're like, yeah, when you're walking to the door, you can like hear it. It's like scary. And I'm just like when I'm just walking around barefoot, they're just like it sounds like you're walking around in like boots and like purposefully stomping. But yeah, like I loved that opening for Batman.
So needless to say, if you like were to put on your own superhero armor, your boots would sound like Batman's then.
You're damn right they would.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would freaking hide like spare change in those bitches. Or it's just something so I could get that like that sound.
Good lord. I love it.
But yeah, like we gotta like I love that we got to see the detective side to Batman. Like that's not something I feel we've gotten to see a whole lot.
I agree, and what I loved is we got to see, and this is a huge spoiler alert, even though I already read it. We got to see him kind of like fail at being a detective when he discovers the riddle about the package that has been left for him at Wayne Manor. But then when he calls and tries to get like Alfred out, it turns out that the bomb that was in the riddle that was sent to Bruce, that bomb had gone off like an hour ago.
Yeah. Like, he didn't... That one, I'll say this, I didn't view that as his failure, just because I feel like he did think that it could have been, like, any old orphan.
Okay, fair enough.
And so, like, heading to an orphanage, like, just, it kind of made sense. But I thought the real failure was when he was talking to Penguin and kept thinking, like, you're the rat, you're the rat, you're the rat. And he's like, what? Like, are you freaking joking? And then when they start, like, talking, like, discussing the clues, Penguin is the one that's, like, that points out, like, are you shitting me? Like, no, just, like, any freaking idiot knows that L and La are very different and in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh. And then just leave his ass there, which was made me laugh.
That was great. Oh, that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, so that's like one of the scenes that I really liked. Because, like, it just, in a way, it does humanize Batman. And doesn't make him feel like... This brought Batman down to earth, like, a ton for me. Because I've always viewed Batman as, like, this person that nothing gets past him. And, like, he's smarter than every one of his villains. Like, he knows these riddles off the top of his head. He never misses a clue. He never misses this or that. Like, he's, like, basically, like, an undefeatable super being. This put him in a place where I'm like, okay, I can see someone actually being Batman. Like, making these, like, little minor mistakes in their detective work. Getting punched in fights. Getting, like, freaking knocked the hell out.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, so it's just like that kind of stuff. It just, like, really brought him down to a realistic level, and I appreciated the hell out of it. Just because I feel like if you look at all the other, like, super people, like, they're basically gods. They're, like, unattainable ideals. Like, especially, like, Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like Superman is, like, super difficult to relate to. And then, like, Batman's always been, like, that
almost
one.
Next to impossible to relate to.
Yeah, like, he's just, like, a super Boy Scout with, like, invulnerability. Like, it's just unattainability. and that's what I like about Marvel characters better, is because they're a lot more realistic and relatable.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
But this did an amazing job with that. And like I said, other than the pacing issues, like, the story was really good. I really liked what they did with the Riddler, even though this technically wasn't, like, the Riddler that I'm used to. This was more like serial killer.
So it's right up my alley.
Yeah. Like, I think they said
Maybe
that
that's
they
why
based...
I loved him so much.
Yeah, I think they said they based his Riddler off of the Zodiac Killer.
Oh, I love that.
So
that would honestly make sense, because it would, just because of, like, the way that they do the question mark in this movie. It's not just, like, the question mark, like, it has, like, kind of like little not circles, but, like, kind of like half circles surrounding it.
Yeah.
In some instances. So that makes absolute sense. Oh god, I love this character even more now. That makes me sound so freaking twisted. Oh my god.
Like, just a little bit, but whatever. But yeah, like, I love that we got to follow along with this. Oh, and freaking hell, when he did this, I loved how they did, like, a reverse reveal with Batman, where they started talking about, oh shit, he knows who the Batman is. Like, he's going to reveal who the Batman is. And then he gets there and then reveals he has no freaking clue who who Batman is.
Dude, right. That was some good ass writing right there.
Like,
they had me. They freaking had me.
Dude, I was just like, shit, like, they are just like totally one-offing this Batman, huh? And nope, like, oh my gosh, dude, like, that scene where he's in talking to Riddler and he's like feeling like he's about to like reveal that he's Batman, because they throw you off so bad, because he starts talking about Bruce Wayne a lot and talking about all this other stuff, and then Riddler's just like, but he's the one we missed. And then you see Batman like open his eyes like, wait, what? Like, oh my gosh, dude, I was losing my mind over that. I'm just like, oh shit. But yeah, I really appreciated the realistic approach that they took to Batman, making him make mistakes and everything. Like, I feel like a real cop out would have been if he did find the bombs and was able to like go and deactivate them or whatever. But no, like, ultimately, like, if you really think about it, ultimately Batman failed.
It's true. That's a good point.
Like, he wasn't able to save any of the victims. He fell right into Riddler's traps. He did not figure out the clues in time before like the vans exploded and flooded Gotham. Like, he didn't figure any of that shit out. But I think what the goal was is to instill fear into the everyday criminal for Batman, but also give Gotham like a new sense of hope, which I feel like they did beautifully with the electric cable thing and Batman jumping to that and then cutting the line, falling into the water, seeing just basically his call to action with helping the citizens of Gotham. Like, he jumps out of the water, goes to the people that are trapped underneath stuff, moves stuff for an opening, and begins to like guide these people out. Like, opens the flare and like becomes that guiding light to the people of Gotham, which I like. Oh, such a good vision to see.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like we've always seen Batman as someone who's like intimidating. Like, we've never seen him as that beacon of hope.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point.
Like, I feel like we've seen kids and whatnot be like, oh, look, it's Batman, but that's it. Or like they discuss Batman, but that's it. Like, we never get to see like how or why he is like why he wants hope. Or not wants hope, why he aspires to that, because, and we'll get into it with character development a little bit, but I like how he goes from vengeance to hope.
No,
like,
yeah,
hope for a better Gotham and
yeah. Whatnot. No, it's very good character growth.
It is really hard for me to decide where I'm at story wise. Where are you at?
I really did enjoy the story. It did have some slow parts, like I've said, but overall, this is a very solid Batman story. And minus the pacing, I literally have very few issues with how the story is told. So, I'm going to go a 90.
I'm going to go a little bit higher than you. I think I'm going to be at like a 93. I'm not quite in like the 95 realm just because of the pacing issues.
Yeah.
But everything else that we saw was just, it was different, and I feel like it was a fresh take on Batman. Like, everything felt fresh. Like, we didn't see Batman's parents being killed, which was like a number one seller for me.
Yeah, that was kind of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, we got to see some like different sides to the like Thomas and Martha, instead of it just being some rando thug in the streets. They died like for a reason.
I don't get me wrong, I liked the reason in this one, but I liked the reasoning in the Joker better. Just
That
I
there
don't
was
know, I
like
feel
anarchy in the streets.
yeah, well, yeah, and
situation.
it just kind of like built up to it with how the goon that kills them says what the Joker says: "You get what you deserve." Right as he shoots them, and so it was just them getting rid of all of the like stuck up what's the word? Stuck up rich. I don't want to say pigs, but rich folk.
Yeah,
I guess.
like the issue that I had with the Joker's representation of that was, yes, that it was just like complete and utter anarchy in the streets, and they kind of like shoehorned their way into making Thomas Wayne look like a villain. Like with how like mean and aggressive he was towards Joker.
Okay.
And so like I feel like they went out of their way to make him look like a douche. And with this, it felt like very, very real, where Thomas Wayne was a good person but had like made a mistake. And then when they realized that they couldn't manipulate him through that mistake, then they're like, okay, shit, like he's got some dirt on us. We need to get him out of the way. So, like, I don't know. Like, I just like that a little bit better. Because, like Alfred said, his father was a good person. His only mistake was trusting that this this mob boss would handle things in an appropriate manner.
That's fair.
Which, like, his motivations were very noble, wanting to hide Martha from the public eye of all the like this embarrassment behind her like mental health issues, which I really like that they handled that a
Was
little
that
bit.
in the comics?
No, I don't think
Okay.
it was. Well, I don't know. I am not that familiar with Batman, or at least his parents. So I feel like that's something that they could touch upon eventually one day. But the only indication that anything was wrong with Martha that I've seen is during the Flashpoint movie, like the Flashpoint paradox, I think it's called, where in this alternate world, instead of Thomas and Martha Wayne being killed, it was Bruce Wayne that was killed.
What
And
the fuck?
yeah, so it was like this alternate reality where Thomas Wayne becomes the Batman, and Martha, in her grief, goes completely mad and becomes the Joker.
Wow. Okay.
So
That's
an
interesting storyline.
Yeah, I I would love to read that story more if they have it. But yeah, so that's like I said, that's the only indication that anything mental health related is up with Martha. Other than that, I don't know if they've ever touched upon that.
Okay.
But I feel like it was a good addition. Kind of gave some more color to the Waynes
I'd agree with that.
instead of these like rich people that just got shot in an alley.
I love how you say that.
Like it just gave them like something a little bit more interesting than just than being like I said, being rich in an alley. So I liked it. So writing, or moving on to first off, story ended up averaging out to a 91.5. So moving on over to writing, what did you think?
Overall, I thought it was really good. Everything that the I would say not only the Riddler but the Penguin said was amazing, especially the Riddler. And this leads into into acting, so I'll definitely mention it there as well. But his lines were just so intimidating. And just that I mean, even the way his character is written, and I want to know though how many freaking rolls of duct tape this man went through, because from the looks of it, it looks like he uses like 10 rolls on each victim.
He uses a shit ton of
that is
rolls.
A lot of freaking duct tape.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the writing was super solid. I really don't have a lot of problems with it. And also, you know what? I should probably mention this. And it might have been just because, your good old buddy Rose here just has not been getting the right amount of sleep that he needs. So, I'll fully admit there were a couple of times in this movie that I caught myself dozing off for like 10, 20 seconds, and I felt really bad. So there were times that, like, honestly, it was a good thing that I read the Wikipedia. It says, I'm like, oh yeah, the whole dozing off thing. Like I said, I felt really bad about it. But I think that might have I might have actually missed some good like lines because of that. And I do apologize. But no, overall the writing is very, very good. Matt Reeves did an amazing job with the script. Well, actually, I don't even know if he wrote the script. Who wrote the script?
Excellent question.
Let's find out.
Matt Reeves and Peter Craig.
Oh, hell yeah, it was Matt Reeves too.
Yeah. Like he honestly did a really, really good job. And yeah, the way he wrote Riddler, I feel like if anything, the riddles could have been a little bit more difficult.
You know what? Fair enough.
But other than that, like everyone was super well written. Like, I'm trying to think of like any dialogue that I felt like that maybe was wasted but everything fit in.
How'd you feel about the writing for Catwoman?
I thought it was really strong for Catwoman. Like, yeah, like it was really, really, really strong for her. I felt like she had the proper motivations, that she was all for helping Batman out. Like, okay, like we can team up this one time, but the second that she thought she had a lead on what she was like in for in the beginning, which was just about finding her friend and realizing, oh, this person knows something about my friend. I'm gonna go get them. And like not make but Batman's life any easier. Like I loved that. I love that she just kind of picked up her shit and went off to do her own thing. Like she wasn't. It kind of just made me feel like, okay, she's not a hero. Batman's not turning her into a hero. She is out for herself and for her goals. And she didn't really like deviate from that until the end when she went to go help Batman out.
No, that is very true. I absolutely agree. You know, super solid writing for her as well.
Yeah, Alfred was great. Freaking Andy Serkis killed it as Alfred.
Yes. Dude, freaking all the writing for Commissioner Gordon, amazing.
Oh my gosh. Dude, whoever decided to make Jeffrey Wright Commissioner Gordon, chef's freaking kiss.
Absolutely agree. He is a great successor to, oh my god, how do I forget his name from the Dark Knight trilogy? Gary Oldman.
Yes. Oh my, dude, he did so good. And I feel like I did hear a lot of bitching and complaining online about Jeffrey Wright being cast as Commissioner Gordon because people were just like, oh, Commissioner Gordon's typically like white.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, he, out of everyone in the DC universe, he's like one character where their race or gender doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's not like Bruce Wayne. Like Bruce Wayne is like one of the rich people that comes from old money, and who had old money growing up? White people. Like you kind of have to make Batman white. Same with Superman. Like Superman is just kind of like, unfortunately, American Dream kind of shit with him. So, as much as I hate to say it, then Wonder Woman, you kind of have to go a little European. I feel like Flash, you could race bend a little bit if you wanted to.
That's fair.
Aquaman, I feel like you could race bend a little bit, even though I do feel like he comes from like old fisherman stock.
I mean, honestly, I feel them casting Jason Momoa was kind of,
You feel that was like a race bend?
not a little bit. I don't know. Look at the comics. To me, it was, like stand tall, kind of muscly guy. And then there Jason Momoa comes in, long hair, muscles, of course. But yeah, just
Friggin' muscles for days.
Jason Momoa is definitely not what I would have pictured. Who they would have cast as Aquaman.
That's fair. But yeah, it's just like some characters, their gender and their race don't really matter, as long as you have the essence of the character there. And so Jeffrey Wright being Commissioner Gordon, like, are there some changes you're going to have to make? Definitely. Like, you kind of have to have a Batwoman that's differently a different race, but again, not a big issue. Like the Batwoman movie that's coming out, like has a black actress in the role, and that movie's gonna be awesome. Like, I don't know what universe that takes place in, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be tied into this one in a way, maybe.
Hey, Caleb.
What's up?
Are you having problems with your mic?
I don't think so.
Cause yeah, I'm getting like a lot of like it keeps cutting out for you over on.
Apologies if there's some additional white noise. It's raining really bad tonight, and yeah, I can do a lot of stuff. I can't change the weather. But getting back into writing. I feel like everyone was written really well. I really liked how Batman was written. I loved how, like, even when he was like Bruce Wayne, like, I feel his Bruce Wayne could have been a little bit better, and maybe like I would have almost liked to see him come into his role as Bruce Wayne, like realizing like, oh, I can't just be like dark and gloomy and not perform my duties as Bruce Wayne. So I maybe would have liked to see him like take a little Bruce Wayne lessons, but like, I mean, honestly, like, we don't go to movies to see Bruce Wayne.
I disagree, but I'm just kidding.
But yeah, like so his Bruce Wayne was okay for what we got, but I love that the Riddler, like when they were having their discussion, that Riddler pointed out like not really caring who he is under the mask, and saying like people don't understand the point of the mask. He's like, when I was wearing my mask, I was free to be who I truly am. And pointing out to Batman, like, I feel like you've done the same. Like, you are being who you want to be, like who you really are. And that's always been something with Bruce Wayne. Like, apparently, like, Bruce Wayne, even in his own mind, when he's referring to himself, calls himself Batman. Like, he does not refer to himself as Bruce Wayne. Like, Bruce Wayne is Batman's cover, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And so I love that they touched upon that in just like such a simple and elegant way. But I think the writing was really freaking strong through all of this movie.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree.
Honestly, I might be.
Are you higher?
I don't know if I'm high. I think I'm at the same level.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be at 93 again.
I'm gonna actually go like slightly higher for mine. So I'm gonna go at 91.
I can respect that. All right, well, that averages us out to a 92 for our writing. Moving on over to acting, we have Robert Pattinson, who played Bruce Wayne / the Batman. We have Zoe Kravitz, who played Selena Kyle / Catwoman. Jeffrey Wright, who played Lieutenant James Gordon. Colin Farrell, who played the Penguin. Paul Dano, who played the Riddler. John Turturro, who played Carmine Falcone. Andy Serkis, who played Alfred. And I think that's it. Yeah, I don't think anyone else played like a big enough role to be included. Actually, I don't know if our top 3 is going to be the same. So
Okay.
what's your top 3 look like?
All right, number 3, I'm gonna get Robert Pattinson because did a great. This was a great Batman. He was the right pick for the job, and I really enjoyed his performance. Number 2, I'm gonna give to Paul Dano as the Riddler. He was incredible. Oh my god. Even under that mask, his acting was top notch. It was so freaking good. And number 1, I'm gonna actually give to Colin Farrell.
I knew it.
Because for those that actually, I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast. The Penguin has always been my favorite Batman villain ever since I was a kid. I've loved the Penguin. And so seeing him on the big screen always just gives me a huge smile on my face. And even though he's not in the movie a lot, I mean, he's definitely not the main villain. The Riddler is the main villain of this, but he's still a very, very good side villain. And Colin Farrell just does an incredible job as him. The prosthetics, oh my god, don't even get me started on those, are incredible. Yeah, just Penguin was amazing in this film. Colin Farrell was incredible. So yeah, that's why he's number 1.
Dude, he is completely unrecognizable as the Penguin. And I'll be 100% real. I don't feel like his acting or his performance. This is going to be a very controversial thing that I'm about to say. I feel he brought the same energy into this movie that he did when he played Bullseye in Daredevil.
I've never seen the original Daredevil, so I can't comment on that.
Okay, for those of you that have seen Daredevil, so just first off, he played a completely shitty Bullseye. But what the problem was, it was like in that weird span of time where superhero movies were starting to become a little bit more serious. And it didn't feel like he was taking it that seriously.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Like he was just kind of overacting, putting a little bit too much like weirdness and energy where there didn't need to be any. Like if you watch his performance, it's super weird. And I say he brought the same energy into the Batman because I feel like the Penguin was also this. But it was done in a good way. Like
Okay.
he definitely brought like a lot of enthusiasm and energy into playing the Penguin, but this was done right, or this was just happened to be the character that it worked for.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Now I gotta watch Daredevil because I gotta see how freaking bad this shit is.
I do not. If you have not seen Daredevil, you could probably just get away with watching the Bullseye scenes on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I have a soft spot for that movie because it was like my first introduction to Daredevil, and he's like in my top 10 favorite superheroes. So yeah, that's the only reason that I find that movie watchable. And even when I did watch it, I rewatched it recently. Not good.
Yeah, that bad, huh?
It was just kind of like, okay, I had my nostalgia kick, and I'm putting that movie away for a good couple of years.
Now, what about Elektra? How is that?
Absolutely no. I'm not even talking about Elektra. That movie's complete and utter garbage. But yeah, like I know that I'm going to catch shit for that. Like some people are going to be like, "What?" But it was the same energy in the right circumstance. with his Bullseye and Daredevil, it was the wrong energy in the wrong situation.
Okay.
So it was just it just worked better. I feel like especially with like a character like the Penguin, like come on.
Right?
But yeah, like my top 3 shit. I'm number 3, this is freaking tough. I'm going to give to Zoe Kravitz.
Okay.
And my top 3 is going to be very controversial. Okay. Yeah, so my number 3 I'm going to give to Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, because anytime she was on screen, it was she was just captivating. Like I'm trying really hard not to describe her how I'm about to describe her. She has this seductiveness to her performance where it's just like has like those hints of flirt in them that I feel like Halle Berry tried having but just failed miserably. Like,
yeah, yeah, that's fair enough.
Like, there's always like this there's a sexual energy between Catwoman and Batman. And she was able to pull off her Catwoman better than anyone to date has been able to. And I am including the animated renditions of Catwoman in on this.
Okay.
They did such a good job at not being like overly sexual or overly flirtatious or anything like that. It was just like there were hints of flirt in there. And I feel like that worked so much better. The chemistry between Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson was just electric.
Oh, dude, seriously, that's so good.
Like you knew whenever they were looking at each other that you're just like they're ready to friggin' just like to get at it. Like, and it would be freaking just carnal.
Oh my god. That was okay. That was amazing.
Yeah, but like that's just the vibe that they had, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I just didn't think you'd actually say it.
Yeah, and then like the way that she acted when she was talking to Batman and saying like come away with me, and saying like, oh, I guess you're spoken for, like in regards to the city. Like the way like it almost seemed like she was like disappointed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, like her, I loved every second of her performance, so that's why she's my number 3. My number 2, I have to give to Paul Dano. Good hell. His Riddler, though not comic accurate, was terrifying. He was so freaking scary.
Right? Oh.
Like the way that they like introduced us to him, where the mayor is watching this show or watching his debate on TV and hearing what the news is saying about it, and he's like pacing back and forth like multiple times, And when he like walks by one time, you suddenly see Riddler just standing there. Like, holy shit. Like, oh, dude, that was so freaking scary. Like, all you see is the eyes, and you're just like, I was like asking myself, I'm like, how does he not see that? How does he not see that? And then like realizing just how dark it was in that room, I'm like, I don't know if I would have seen that. Because I always seem to like forget in situations like that in movies, like, or like if someone's like looking at you from like another room or looking at you from somewhere, like you're not expecting that person to be there. So it's like you're not looking for it. And how easy it is to pass by something and not realize it's there.
Yeah.
Like it there's just like a lot of truth to that. Like it's kind of like how I get like scared from like bugs. I am not like
that.
Wait, what?
I did not know that.
No, it's not like I'm scared of bugs. Like I'm not scared of bugs. Like the only bug that I would say that I'm kind of afraid of is moths, but I feel it's just because I find them gross.
Okay.
But like when it comes to like to any sort of bug or beetle or whatever, they scare me because I'm like walking around my house and then I suddenly see something moving that shouldn't. Or
it's not fair.
It's or like when a cat sneaks up on me like in a house that I've never been to. I'm not expecting to see a cat, and then suddenly, oh, there's a cat, and I'm like, oh! Like it's the same like with bugs too. And it's like it's just that situation. Like I'm not looking for bugs, but once I notice there's a bug, it startles me. And so it was kind of like that situation where I didn't like he wouldn't be looking for the Riddler until it was like too late.
I love though that Caleb is the complete opposite of how someone usually reacts to a cat. They're usually like, "Oh, a kitty." Caleb's like, "Oh, spawn of Satan."
Yeah, cats are freaking evil, dude.
No, they're not.
Dude, I was at my neighbor's house yesterday, and they had their cats out. They usually put their cats away when I come over, but they were like feeding their cats. And like I came and like walked around a corner and the cat was there and I like jumped and then backed away. And they're just like, "Oh, she's like the sweetest thing. She won't do anything." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard that before." And then they like tried saying like, "Oh, no, like really, like this cat wouldn't do anything." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard that before too." And
oh shit. See, but
yeah.
I feel I could truly say that about my cat. I could truly say that about Alexander.
That's what everyone thinks about being able to say that about their cat. Like everyone, there's not a single person that's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that cat's like a mean little bitch." Like I've never met a single cat owner that's been able to admit that their cat is evil.
My cat is not evil. My son is a angel from God.
I don't know what to address first.
The
fact that you think that your cat is an angel from God, or the fact that you just called your cat your son.
Hey, my cat is my child, so you can kiss my ass. Wow.
I don't want to no, I don't want to accept that you have dead bodies in your yard. But I'm slowly getting to that point.
That's what pushes you closer to that I call my cat my son.
There's a lot of things that bring me closer, Rose, but that's just one of them.
Do you know how many freaking people call their cats their children, their son, their daughter? I'm not the only one, buddy.
Yeah, and I think those people are serial killers too. They're not, or you're not special.
Damn it. Man, I thought I was the only one that's obsessed with John Wayne Gacy. Damn it.
Shit. It's just the fact that you call your cat your son on top of being obsessed with a serial killer. With a serial killer.
I don't understand how... that. I don't know. That's just like such a weird being like, oh, well, Jonathan, Gacy.
You think that's weird?
No, just you you saying, oh, yeah, you calling your cat son is just weird. Like, yeah, that just really adds to how much I'm leaning more towards that you really are a serial killer, Rose.
Rose, I feel like everyone who calls their cat or just pet in general their son is weird. But it's not just the fact that you call your cat your son, it's the fact that you are obsessed with John Wayne Gacy and also call your cat your son that makes me feel like if I were to be interviewed for like 2020 when people like discover all the bodies and they're just like did you know? I'd be like, deep down I feel like I did.
Hey, if I never have kids, he's the closest thing that I'll ever have to actually, raising something.
Good hell. Oh my gosh. You're insane. Anyway, getting back to Riddler, Paul Dano's performance for the Riddler was just unnerving. Like, anytime the Riddler was on screen, it was just like it was very tense.
Did you have a hard time understanding him at all behind the mask?
Occasionally.
Okay, because
but
too.
There were a couple
sometimes.
times where I had a little difficulty hearing what he was saying, but for the most part, it wasn't nearly as bad as like Bane.
I'll fully admit, like when this comes to HBO Max, I think it's April 19th. I will definitely be going back and like watching every Riddler scene with subtitles on just to make sure that I got every single line correct.
Yeah, like ironically enough, I feel like I had the most difficult time hearing him during the riddles.
That's funny.
Oh, but yeah, so Paul Dano's my number 2. And honestly, for just what he brought to the performance, I'm giving my number 1 to Jeffrey Wright.
Okay. I'd like it.
And this kills me, and I've thought about it really hard, but Robert Pattinson's like number 4 for me.
Okay.
And not in a bad way. Like, these people are just so close together, and like, and I'll definitely be reflecting it in my acting score. I thought that like the acting in this was incredible. But yeah, just if I'm ranking them, Jeffrey Wright was like top performance for me. I think he did an incredible job playing Commissioner Gordon. Or Lieutenant Gordon.
That's so weird having to say that.
Yeah, not quite the commissioner yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
But he just brought like so much to the plate. Like I feel like the relationship between Bruce or Batman and Gordon has never felt like a partnership until this movie. Like, it's always felt like Batman knows something that Gordon doesn't, and Gordon's just kind of always kept out of the loop until it's like convenient for Batman. And
yeah, that's a good point.
But in this, like, they say on multiple occasions, like, you're the only person I trust. Like, and they say that a lot throughout this. Like, Like, I only trust you. And then even Gordon, he says, like, the only person I trust right now is you. Like, to Batman.
Yeah.
And Gordon helps Batman escape, helps him, like, he knows. Like, there's not, like, a single moment where Gordon starts to question Batman. And I don't know, I really like that dynamic. Like, it's nice when Batman freaking brings people into his, like, circle.
That's true. That's very true.
So, yeah, but just because I do want to talk about him, Robert Pattinson's Batman was so good. Like, he is such an incredible actor. Like, he doesn't like try and oversell anything. Like, he knows who he's there to play, and he played him really well. Like, I don't feel he overacted. I don't think he underacted. I think he gave a master performance for this new Batman.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, so where are you at with your acting grade?
Since everyone was so perfectly cast in this film, just literally everyone was just chef's kiss. I'm going to 95.
I'm actually right there with you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that averages our acting score to a 95. All right, moving on over to character development. I have a lot of thoughts on this one, and they are all positive.
Okay, good. So I was going to say, if they're negative, we might have some choice words here.
Yeah. So, I still need to gather my thoughts a little bit more. So, you want to take this one first?
Sure, I would love to. So kind of like what I was saying earlier, I love that we start out, this movie focuses on a Batman that hasn't been Batman for literally a lifetime, like a career. This is only Bruce Wayne being Batman for 2 years, so he's still trying to get his footing. You see, like we talked about, you see him mess up. You see him not being able to solve all of Riddler's riddles. He is too late on. I wouldn't say I don't know, Caleb. Would you say he was too late on a lot of Riddler's riddles, or like half of them?
I wouldn't say he was too late on some.
What would you say?
Like, he was pretty quick with the draw. Like, what's his face? The DA that got his face blown up. And, like, he was able to answer those riddles pretty quick. The only trouble that he really came into in that situation was the DA not cooperating.
That's okay. That's fair. I mean, I just can't remember how many riddles there were, because he unfortunately didn't make it in time for when Alfred got blown up at Wayne Manor. He didn't make it in time for the vans. Were there any other riddles that he failed? Not failed, but didn't make it in time.
I'm trying to think of any, but yeah, I think those were the big ones. Like, definitely when the guy got blown up, definitely when Alfred was put in danger. Like, yeah, there were a few that he was a little late on. But I mean, he did make the call. It was just Alfred was being super freaking difficult to get a hold of.
That's okay. That's fair.
Actually, it happened an hour
yeah.
prior.
So wait a minute.
So he was pretty late.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there was a few, like, he kind of just fell into Riddler's traps.
Yeah,
like
that's
for the
true.
most part. The only one that he was able to foil was the assassination of the new mayor.
That is true. That is very true. So seeing him, of course, getting shot at and having to, doesn't he inject himself with God, what does he inject himself with?
I thought it was like some sort of adrenaline.
That's what I thought too.
But I did kind of have a quick thought about what it may have been. Like, if it wasn't just like straight up adrenaline.
What do you think it was?
I felt or thought that it seemed really similar to the stuff that Bane uses. I think it's called.
Okay.
I think it's called like Venom. Like that's the name of like the stuff. It gives Bane like super strength, but I honestly I feel like it could have just been adrenaline. But that's what I instantly like where my mind went when he pulled that out and like injected himself and he just like rah, like went crazy. I was just like, oh shit, was that like Bane's Venom? So yeah, like I that's where my mind went, but honestly, it probably was just adrenaline.
But yeah, so seeing that happening and just watching him throughout the movie continue to learn how he can be the best Batman that he can be for Gotham City, and how towards the end he discovers that he doesn't need to be vengeance, he needs to be hope for Gotham, because that's what Gotham really needs. So yeah, amazing character arc for Bruce Wayne and Batman in this film. I really have like no problems. What about you, Caleb?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Like I said, this is a side of Batman that we've never gotten to see before. Like he's always just kind of beat up the criminals and run away. Like he's never been like out in the open helping the community like he was in this. He was able to take down the people that needed to be taken down. And I feel like the moment when he hears that Riddler lackey say that he like I am vengeance, like it kind of gave me Killing Joke vibes, where
I mean, Matt Reeves did say he did get inspiration from that comic for this film, so
yeah, but just like that whole discussion of like Batman and the Joker are basically two sides of the same coin. And it was just kind of like this situation. Like, I think when like he went over, like just fresh out of going to the prison with Riddler, or going to Arkham with Riddler, and him thinking like, we're a team, like we're such a good team, aren't we? And Batman's just like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's just like, you basically like helped my plan. Like you've and then like realizing like, oh, you didn't do it on purpose. And just that like sudden realization, like thinking that they like Riddler this entire time thought that they were on the same side.
yeah.
And then it was like at that moment that he realized that, oh, you've been trying to like stop me. Like, you haven't just been going along with my game, like, you've been trying to stop me, and, like, this isn't how it's supposed to go, blah, 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 blah. And I think the final straw with that was hearing that guy say, like, I am vengeance, because that's, like, exactly what he said at the beginning of the movie. And it was almost like a switch flipped in him, and he's like, just realizes, oh, I don't need to be vengeance for the city. There's enough of that going around. What I need to be is like that light of hope, or just that I need to bring hope to Gotham, and thinking of like a different way to do that, not necessarily with violence or whatnot. So yeah, just seeing him become that, like in such a literal sense too, like saving the crowd of people and guiding them out of danger and helping them get the help that they need. And I think what really like set that off, or like set that that thought off for me, was when he was putting that lady in the National Guard like helicopter thing, and she like grabs onto him, and he like kind of just gives her that nod like, you'll be okay.
Oh yeah, I love that part.
Yeah, like you could tell that he was like slightly shocked by it, but then like taking that moment of realization to see like, oh, she's looking to me as like a guide. And yeah, it's a side of Batman that we've never seen before, and it was like I've said, it was really refreshing to see.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
This is a freaking tough one too. If I have my personal score for this, or like what score I'm going to give it, because we see very clearly that line of thinking, I think I'm sitting at a 90 for character development. Like it was just really well done.
You know what? I'm gonna match you on that. I absolutely agree with you.
Alrighty, well that averages out to a 90. Moving on over to effects. This was pretty good.
Yeah, the effects were pretty solid. I mean, I feel the bat signal looked amazing. I'll fully admit, when they first showcased the new Batman symbol, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But it's definitely grown on me. I like it now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely grown on me too. Like I wasn't a big fan of like a lot of stuff. Like I wasn't the biggest fan of the suit or the cowl or just a lot of that, but for what this Batman is, it worked really well.
Absolutely. Because now that you know that, it's only 2 years in, he's honestly trying to still get that perfect armor that he needs for Batman.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, I mean, we'll get into that with costumes and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
But in motion, like I don't feel like this movie didn't rely on CGI effects that often.
No, most of this was very, very practical. And can we talk about that Batmobile chase with
Holy
Penguin?
shit, bro!
That was incredible.
Oh my gosh, that dude! How the hell were they able to make that? Like, they made that Batmobile somehow more intimidating than Christian Bale's freaking Tumbler.
Right? And that's an impossible feat, whatever.
Yeah, the freaking Tumbler's a tank.
Yeah. But they did it. They did it.
Dude, when you see the engine start to get like red hot and almost glowing like eyes, I was just like, shit's about to get real. Like, and just like the sound of the freaking jet engine on the back of that damn car. Holy balls. Dude, that was a super tense car chase.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I didn't even know if Penguin was gonna make it. Well, technically, okay, I take that back, because in the trailers you can clearly tell that he makes it out alive. But if they hadn't have shown the trailer, I feel there could have been a good chance that you thought that the Penguin wasn't gonna make it out alive.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, when he's walking towards the car, when it's flipped upside down, I feel like they could have cut out the scene where he was like ducking down and looking.
That's fair.
Like, I think it would have just been like walking towards him and then cut to the interrogation with him. Like, like a super minor complaint. Like, just also just immediately after like a badass car chase.
Yeah.
But holy shit, bro. That Batmobile. It was insane. I wasn't sure how like a muscle car would work as the Batmobile. This is top 3 Batmobiles for me now.
Yeah, you know what? I would agree with you.
Like,
I would absolutely agree with you.
I was never like the biggest fan of the Tumbler, but this freaking blew that one out of the water. Like, it was so good. It was so freaking good. Like, I loved how they like the use of the darkness in this, and just like the way that like the shit that they were able to pull with the darkness. Like, in the beginning when he's walking through the hallway, like, that was freaking scary as shit. Like, they were so good about building tension, and then like they did the exact same freaking thing with the Batmobile, and so good, so good. Hell, like, I feel like the only like CGI effects that I wasn't super impressed with were maybe some of the like when he's hanging off of the Jumbotron looking thing at the end fight. Like, you could tell that was fake.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, had a lot of like rubberiness to it, but for the most part, like, there was only a couple moments where I felt like that, and one of them was when he jumped off in his wingsuit, which that looked weird.
It did. Like, I wish that he had mastered the art of having his cape just turn into wings.
Yeah, I hope they fix that.
I hope so too, man. I hope so too.
But yeah, I thought like the idea was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, he changed into a wingsuit. That's pretty bitchin'. And then when I like saw it, when he was like standing on that gargoyle and like spread out, like he looked like a freaking pillowcase.
Dude,
and then he jumps
up.
off, and hell, it didn't even freaking work that well. Like, I want to know what the hell Plan A was. Like, he opened the damn parachute underneath, like right before going underneath a bridge. And then he's suddenly like shocked that he like swings and hits the freaking bridge from underneath. Like, yeah, no shit, man. What do you think was gonna happen? And
so I can't remember. Makeup, does that go? Do we include that with effects or costumes?
Costumes.
Okay, all right, cool. Just wanted to confirm. Thank you.
It is kind of a tough one, huh?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Shit, I don't think we could get away with not talking about the prosthetics they used on Colin Farrell.
No. Oh my god. Oh. I remember I forget his name that plays Falcone. He said like his first day on set he didn't recognize Colin Farrell at all until like he actually like, started talking with him, mentioned who he was actually behind the makeup. He's just like, "No shit, no way." I'd be the same. He's unrecognizable.
Dude,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh. Like, that's it. That is no freaking joke. Like, I try really hard. He has the same situation that I have with Heath Ledger's Joker. I cannot see Heath Ledger to save my life.
Same.
And there's another character, like, from a different movie. I'm trying to remember which one. Oh, freaking Sarah Jessica Parker in Hocus Pocus. No matter how hard I look at her character in Hocus Pocus, I cannot see Sarah Jessica Parker.
You know what? Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Like, holy... Dude. I know... Is that one technically costumes?
What, makeup?
Yeah.
Or prosthetics? I think so.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, but...
Whatever. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But, oh, so freaking good. I'm trying to think of, like, any other, like, special effects that stood out. Because everything else seemed, like, super practical. The stunt work with the fights was just amazing.
Yeah. God damn, did Batman go freaking ruthless on literally every single fight that he got into. Like, damn.
Dude, my favorite fight was when he was walking into that nightclub and was just freaking bushwhacking the hell out of people.
Yeah, that was great.
Like, freaking... Like, did he deflect a bullet with a bat?
I cannot remember.
Like, there was some dude that was, like, pointing a gun at him, and he just finished beating the shit out of some dude with a bat. And then he, like, takes the bat and, like, deflects a bullet while he's throwing it, knocks the dude out, and, like, just freaking just lays waste to these dudes. It was, like, right before he first started interacting with Penguin.
Oh.
Like, that, dude, that fight was just awesome. And just, like, the fact that he kept beating up the same people, too. like, just throughout. Like, the freaking twins.
Yeah, oh, dude. Those two guys were freaking hilarious. Such assholes. But I think that made them funny to me.
I would love to know who they're, like, supposed to be. Like, if they're, like, original characters or if they're, like, from anything.
That's a good question.
But yeah, like, the combat was just it was just brutal. It wasn't like overly gory either, which I feel like you could go like that direction, but it felt good. It felt like real combat. Like, Batman wasn't just like beating the shit out of people. Like, he was also getting the shit kicked out of him. Like, he was taking like shots to the back, getting like hit in the head with freaking rifles all the time. Like, he was not coming out like scot-free.
Have you seen that video? I think it's the Batman beating up on the Joker, and he just keeps like freaking laying into him, and a couple of guys to the side are just like, "Hey, dude, I think you got him." And Batman's just like, "Do you want some of it too?" And they're just like, No. He's like, "That's what I thought. Justice for Gotham." And just keeps beating the shit out of him.
Oh my god! Yeah, I've seen that. That's a sound on TikTok, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want what he's having?
The best one that I've seen of that is freaking. They did it with Lego, and it's Tom Spider-Man beating up Green Goblin and Toby, and I think it's Toby's Spider-Man that chimes in and says that.
Oh.
It's freaking amazing.
Oh, hell, dude. Freaking speaking of, his Batman voice was good.
I honestly think I liked it better than Christian Bale's.
Well, Christian Bale just went like too far with the gruffiness because he would go for like he almost put too much breath into it. Like, tell me where the drugs are.
That's true.
Like, but yeah, Robert Pattinson just kind of went like a little. I wouldn't even say he went like deeper with his voice. He just kind of growled his lines. Where
yeah,
it was
that's
just
a good way to
like
say
instead of like Christian Bale's "Tell me where the drugs are," he just kind of like just went with like just kind of grunting it, like just like a mild grunt. Just
yeah,
like if he were to say the same thing, it just tell me where the drugs are.
Which I feel that's how you should do a Batman voice.
Yeah, like that, or freaking go Ben Affleck's voice changer.
That's true.
Like the voice changer was like a welcome addition to Batman.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I mean, I understand that Matt Reeves didn't want to like copy anything. But yeah, Robert Pattinson's Batman voice is just so much incredibly better. But yeah, it was good. It was like special effects wise, like they freaking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Other than those couple rubbery looking scenes that I saw, I'm fairly high with this. I think I'm at it like a 92.
No, you know what? I think I'm gonna match you there. Yeah.
All right, next up we got music, which I guess can be like full audio too, because they did use a lot of silence in this.
To perfection, I might add.
I appreciated the hell. Like, I know we haven't brought it up yet, but I appreciate the hell out of the lack of jump scares, because I feel like there's a couple times where they could have done one. Like, or just done fair. A few.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, I was almost expecting one when Riddler attacked the mayor at the beginning. But, like, with that, you just kind of, like, see him standing there and then attack, which wasn't, like, straight up jump scare because you knew that Riddler was there. But yeah, I appreciated that. Like, I feel like he could have gone pretty hard with, like, the horror-esque feel and given us some jump scares, and I'm really glad he didn't. Like, he kind of just let the tension speak for itself.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
Like when Riddler attacks the mayor, it is like it's scary, but not in like a oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But shit, like music wise, I'd have to say I'm at an 8 with this one. Like I do feel like the music definitely enhanced all the scenes that they were given. They did really well at building tension. Just the intimidation that we would hear when like Batman was in the shadows and just walking around, or the silence that we would get when he's walking through the hallway full of cops. I mean, which did those guys have like anything else to do? Because they were like the whole department was freaking there.
Yeah. Can we talk? I don't. There was that one cop at towards the beginning, like when they first like are discovering the Riddler, and literally he doesn't stop Batman until he's almost past him, to the point where he's just like, "Whoa there, buddy!" Like only authorized personnel. I'm like, You couldn't have stopped him back there. You literally had to wait right as he's passing you.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, I thought that was so freaking weird. Because it's like, you can obviously see he's walking with Gordon.
Yeah, and he doesn't even give like a confused face or anything. He has a straight face up until the point when he's just like, "Whoa, buddy."
I know. It's just like, what do you think you're gonna do, bro?
Yeah.
Like, he'll freaking beat the shit out of you and all your friends in the hallway.
Exactly.
I loved the interactions that he had with the Gotham City police. Like I said, this is something that we've never seen Batman do before. Like, we've never seen him work around other people. And it makes sense. Like, he's always kind of gone in after the fact and, like, found stuff that people have missed, or it's just some bullshit like that. Like, Gordon feeling like he can call Batman up and, like, do the investigation while the rest of the department's there, like, just says a lot about their relationship. And it's, like I said, gives us something that we've never seen before. It's kind of like not a private investigator. What the hell am I thinking of? Shit, what word am I thinking of?
I wish I knew, man. I'm sorry.
This is gonna bug the ever-living hell out of me. Something for the department. Oh my hell. Consultant! That's what the word is. Consultant.
There you go. There you go.
Dude, I was going through, like, every crime show that I could think of. I'm like, what the hell is that word? Consultant. So yeah, I really like that. But yeah, the use of music was really good. I do feel it did lack some memorable tune, but I mean,
agree.
it makes sense for
this
a
type Batman film. Yeah, it absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm sitting at an 8 for music.
Once again, I'm gonna match you, man. There's a lot of matching in this episode.
Yeah, a lot more than we usually have. Alright, next up we got costumes. So I think the big ones are definitely Batman's, Catwoman, Riddler, and frickin' Penguin.
Yes, absolutely agree.
Everyone else, like, had some... I mean, they were all in, like, cop uniforms or just detective outfits, so pretty basic stuff. But honestly, I think the suit that I didn't care for the most was probably Selina's.
I mean, I would agree with you, but really?
Yes. And
wow.
Okay. The suit, yes. Her half-assed mask, that's what pulled me out of it. I was just like, what?
Threw the whole thing off. Yeah,
when she's like beating the shit out of that one cop over by the signal, the way she has like a beanie with a hole in it, so you can see like the top part of her face pretty clearly, and then there's just like a string going across her nose. I'm like, that looks weird.
Yeah, seriously, she has like a top of the line burglar outfit suit, Catwoman suit, whatever, that she's wearing, and then I guess she just couldn't afford to get the matching mask, so she had to go home and make her own out of an old black beanie that she had.
Yeah, I wish they would have kind of taken a note out of the Christopher Nolan films and kind of done what they did and turn her ears into goggles.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
But honestly, I feel like that's my only complaint with her suit. Everything else looked like super good. Like, in regards to her, like, I know that she was just wearing, like leather, but
No, but still, it looked great. Like,
yeah, it looked really good. Didn't feel out of place. I'm not sure how well you can move around in leather, but she seemed to do it pretty well.
yeah, I would agree.
Which, I mean, can we just talk about her fighting style real quick? Like, she was brutal with those kicks.
Oh yeah, very.
Like, and they like,
Damn.
I want to know what kind of training Zoe Kravitz had. Like, if she did her own stunts, because it seemed like she did like a lot of kickboxing kind of stuff.
That'd be freaking awesome.
Or is it judo that does a lot of kicks? Some sort of fighting style that does like a lot of kick work. Like, it was impressive. It was super freaking impressive. Yeah, then Paul Dano's Riddler was awesome.
I remember when they first showcased the outfit before this movie came. I mean, I can't remember how long ago they did that, but I remember I was like, "Oh, what the hell is that?" But after seeing it like in person on the big screen, I freaking loved it. Even the mask. I love that. I actually love that his glasses that he wears are clear. They're just clear white glasses. So I feel that just adds even more creepiness to the whole outfit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he was definitely taking, or Matt Reeves was definitely taking a more realistic route. And yeah, I don't think we'd ever see like suit and tie with question marks all over it Riddler, like, ever.
No, yeah, we're not back in the Joel Schumacher age.
Which that was like one of my favorite things that I liked about Riddler. Like, growing up, like I grew up watching like Adam West Batman, and so that is who I think of when I think of the Riddler. Like, the guy who was always in like a green suit and whatever. So I personally missed it.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm always up for a new iteration of a character, especially a new design. So, though, for how Matt Reeves sets up this universe, I think the way that the Riddler is dressed definitely absolutely fits into this. But no, I absolutely agree with you. I feel I probably didn't watch oh my god, Adam West's Batman as much as you did, because honestly I don't even think I ever watched the show. I only ever watched the movie as a kid. But I do remember that, yeah, that Riddler is the one that I always think of when I actually think of the character.
Yeah. Like I said, for the realistic adaptation that Matt Reeves was going for, it worked out really well. It felt like someone real. Like someone that like a serial killer coming up with a name, like an alias for themselves, wearing like just something creepy. Like, apparently to get into the role, Paul Dano like wrapped himself completely in saran wrap.
Wow, okay, that's dedication.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I immediately regretted it.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah, but I mean, the suit was killer. The suit was freaking killer. So yeah, I like you had my issues when it was first released, but seeing it in motion and seeing how well it fit into the tone of this movie, definitely forgiven, and completely understand where and why you guys went with that look. I mean, next up, freaking Penguin.
Oh,
like we said, freaking unrecognizable.
Yep. Prosthetics were just chef's kiss I swear, if this movie doesn't get nominated for the makeup alone at the Oscars next year, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude, no shit.
Like, yeah, the makeup team on this movie, y'all need to deserve a raise for what you did to Colin Farrell, because y'all worked miracles.
You totally did. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, if this doesn't even get a nomination, freaking riots in the street.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't know what else can be said about that costume that we already haven't freaking gawked over.
The only thing that I wish it included was a umbrella and a top hat. That is the only thing I wish I would have seen the Penguin wear.
I hope we see that in the show that we're going to get with him.
That would make me so happy. So happy.
And then last up, Batman himself. I will say, I did have my hesitations about Robert Pattinson playing Batman, and mostly in, like, with physique, because Robert Pattinson's a very lean person. He doesn't have a whole lot of bulk on him, like Christian Bale had, or Ben Affleck.
I would relate it more to Christian Bale, though, because freaking Ben Affleck got freaking swole for his Batman.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Honestly, like, when it comes to, like, Batman, I feel he had more of the physique of Michael Keaton. Like, just kind of on the skinnier, lanky side.
I would agree with that. I like that comparison.
Yeah, like, I don't feel like he started getting, like, bulky. Like, the suit definitely adds, like, a lot of muscle to him. But when the suits are off, like, I feel like their physique matches pretty well. And so seeing a lean Batman was definitely something different. But it makes sense for the shit that Batman does.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, he's doing a lot of hand-to-hand combat fighting, needing to be very agile. And I feel like being overly bulky kind of makes that difficult.
Yes, yeah.
So, really appreciated that. Just the suit design, it feels very homemade. Like, it's cool how on, like, the side of his mask you can see the seam lines. Like, it was almost like hand sewn.
How did I miss that?
Like, you can almost, like, see stitching in his outfit.
That's freaking awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, his mask kind of gives me some major Adam West vibes.
And that's always a good thing.
Yeah, like, I think they were able to pull off, like, the bigger ears. Like, he definitely had, like, the Arkham games ears.
Yes.
Which looked really good. But yeah, like, the mask felt very, like, Adam West. And yeah, just like the rest of the suit, it looks like something that was, like, not things. It looked like things that weren't meant to go together, that were just kind of put together.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Like the boots. Like, the boots were, like, black combat boots. And, like, the rest of his suit, it was, like, black pants with, like, armor on them. And then just more armor as he moved up. And then the, like, the shoulder pads. And just, like, just basically just all armored out. And then he had, like, some cool attachments to his gauntlets. And then his utility belt felt very, like, personalized?
Personalized?
Yeah, that's the word.
Are you okay?
Pronunciation's hard today.
It's hard every day.
But yeah. So I really liked his bat suit altogether. And I loved that his bat was actually like something he could utilize. It was a knife, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I loved that. Like, I thought that was so cool. Like, when he pulled that out and, like, was using it, I'm like, that's the shit.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Like, it's not quite, like, batarangs or anything, but it's pretty cool. Which, I mean, I loved... I really like batarangs, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't throw them in here.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel that's definitely something that Batman probably... I mean, I don't really know the character of Batman that much. I've never read a Batman comic in my life. But I would just assume that that's something that Batman doesn't start to, like, adapt or, like, come up with until later, kind of a little later on into his career as Batman, like maybe around, like, year 5 or a little more on.
Yeah, I think the only reason they even, like... Well, obviously the reason they threw him into, like, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney was because that's just kind of something that they had in the Batman comics.
Yeah.
Christian Bale threw them in because they're like, oh, he was trained by ninjas. Ninjas use ninja stars. So, yeah, and then this one, I'm kind of glad that they didn't. And I hope that we get, like, a good reason if he ever does get batarangs.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
Like, the only way that I would accept that is if he was, like, in the middle of some sort of combat and he needed to throw his bats or knives at someone, and he's like, that was useful. Yeah, overall, like, the outfits were just killer. Like, absolutely killer. I'm trying to think if there's any reason why I wouldn't give this a 10, but I can't think of any.
Good, because I can't either.
Okay, 10 it is. Alright, last up we got our own personal grade. So you want to take this one first?
I would love to. So overall, this is a great solo Batman film. It did drag in a couple spots for me. But overall, the story is great. The acting is amazing. The costumes are just, oh my god, chef kiss. The makeup, prosthetics, especially on the Penguin. Oh my god, just I can't say enough good about those. Robert Pattinson is great. This is a great introduction to his Batman, and I honestly can't wait to see what we get next from this Batman film series, because I want to say that they plan on releasing 2 more films along with the TV series. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. So I'm gonna go solid 90.
Nice. Yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. This was a really solid movie, like, genuine surprise for me. Like, I was expecting it to be good. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. But also there were, like we did say, it drags in some parts. Probably could have been cut down by a few minutes. And unfortunately, I feel like the rewatchability on this might be a little low. Because And it's not necessarily that this movie isn't like rewatchable. It's this movie is so long. It'd be really hard to sit down and rewatch this. And that's something I kind of try to take into account with movies. But I mean, it has enough rewatch value where you could go back and pick up some different things and maybe some different themes as well. But I overall thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And yeah, I am very excited to see what the future of Battinson has. So I might be a little bit lower. I think I'm going to go to an 88, which averages us out to an 89.
I really thought that you would actually be higher.
Like,
maybe
objectively speaking, I thought this movie was really good. Like, being a critic, super good. As of, like I said, like with me, like personally, it wasn't my favorite superhero movie. It was a really good, like I put this one kind of on the same level as, like personally speaking, I'd put this on the same level as The Dark Knight.
See, I would rank The Dark Knight not a lot higher, but definitely higher. And the fact that you put rewatchability into the whole mix, like, dude, yeah, I'm sorry, that makes me change my score. So, yeah, I'm dropping it to an 87.
Shit, man.
I'm sorry. I didn't think about the whole rewatchability thing and how much, that actually does affect my score. Because, honestly, I'm probably going to see this, like, maybe once more, just to catch the moments that I miss, the 20 seconds that I dozed off a couple times. And that's probably going to be seeing it again in theaters, because, I want to see those on the big screen. But, other than that, and like, when it comes to HBO Max, like just going through the Riddler scenes and seeing if I caught every single thing that he said, like even when this comes out on 4K, I don't even know how long it will be till I actually watch the movie. Like, will I buy the Steelbook if they do one, which I'm sure they will? Hell yeah, of course I'll buy that. Like, I'll pre-order that shit because I gotta have that in my collection. But will I watch it anytime soon after it does come out? Probably not.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's just the fact that it's so long.
Yeah. It's like, I know many people will make the argument, oh yeah, but Endgame was over 3 hours. Yeah,
but it doesn't feel like it.
It does not. And I'm not saying the Batman didn't earn the right to be close to 3 hours, but I feel Endgame did more. It was the accumulation of over 10 years of films. Yeah. Like, it honestly kind of needed to be 3 hours to fully wrap up that storyline.
Agreed. This one, it's like you said, it's not that it didn't deserve to be that long. It definitely earns most of its time. Yes. But just the fact that we can okay, I'll say this. It kept my attention throughout the entire movie.
Okay.
But there was a point where I thought that it was starting to wrap up and was like, okay, and checked the time and realized I still had 40 minutes left.
What part was it? Do you remember?
It was right before they found Riddler.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
Yeah, so it was right before then. It was during while they were talking to the cop, or when Catwoman was beating the shit out of the cop, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, Falcone is my father, and we need to go end him, and like when they were having that conversation, I'm like, okay, so they're going to get to the point like soon where they find Riddler, Carmine's probably going to die. Like I was kind of just going through that. I'm like, okay, it's like we're good for a little while, and I checked the time, and it was like, because my movie started at noon, and so I knew like about 3 hours, like it'd be around 3 that it ended.
Yeah.
And I checked the time, and it was like 2:11. I was like, holy shit. Like,
So
good
you're
hell.
telling me that you pulled out your phone during the movie? I can't believe
My phone vibrated, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't Brielle. And so I checked the time. I checked
I can't
screw
believe
you. No one was around.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it was a matinee showing at noon on a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, dude, damn, dude. Yeah, when I saw it freaking Saturday night, it was a full house. I mean, I loved it. It was nice. But oh my God, don't get me started about how many freaking people I saw on their phones for more than 30 seconds during the movie.
Yeah, that is
I
completely
was
unacceptable.
so pissed off. One was to my left, and then one was all the way down by the freaking screen. I was ready to have a freaking heyday.
Dude, there was some dude freaking narrating the entire movie.
What the fuck?
Like not narrating is a strong word, but at any time
The Batman, directed by Matt
like
Reeves.
when they did the whole reveal of like the Riddler, and he's like he calls himself the Riddler, and like there was just like some old senile dude in the corner that's like, the Riddler. And I like looked over, and I'm like, come on, dude. And then later, like they were talking about like the Penguin, and he's like, Penguin, like Cobblepot. Like there were so many like there was a few people, like there wasn't that many people in my theater, but we like kept looking over at him. We're just like, come on, bro, like what the shit. And then like oh, and then when Carmine Falcone got shot, he's just like, oh, he dead. And we're like, dude.
Dude, I was straight. Oh, dude, I would have been like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, dude, no joke. Like, this is just one of those scenarios where I'm just like, I can't wait for VR to take over the world so I can just, like, not deal with people.
Dude, it's like, it's these people, why people don't like going to the movies anymore. And I'm starting to get to that point because y'all are freaking ruining my favorite way to escape this god-awful world.
Good hell.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But, dude, it's true. It's like, people go to the movies to escape. And you freaking ruin it. Like, you pull us out of the movie-going experience, and that's just, like, complete and utter bullshit.
Like, even a guy did it when I saw Jackass Forever. He was on his phone constantly during the movie. I'm just like, dude, like, seriously? Guys getting shot in the nuts or, freaking ran over or puking all day long? That doesn't get... Like, you knew what you came into this
like,
for.
Like, you paid to be here, asshole!
So, freaking watch them get the shit beat out of each other. And enjoy it. Get off your freaking phone.
Yeah. This is exactly why I will advocate for VR movie watching over going to the theater. Like,
you know what? I'm starting to like really get on your side, and I mean, I've been on your side because like I have a VR headset. But I wasn't, like completely there yet because, I just love the movie going experience. It's something special. But I'm getting to the point where it's people just keep freaking ruining it for me to where I don't really want to come back.
Yeah. Dude, I jumped on big screen for a little bit the other day.
Yeah.
And went to a public room where they were watching Passengers.
Nice.
And there was some dude in that room that came up and like was talking to me, or like attempting to talk to me. And I like clicked on his character and like blocked him, and he disappeared.
Oh, if only that could happen in real life.
Yeah, like what was great about it too is like there was enough people in there. Like I could hear people talking, like making like little comments here and there, just kind of like the BS that we do when we watch movies.
Yeah.
And so I kept them on, but there was like this dude that was just like getting in my face, and he's like, "Hey, dude, hey, and so I like blocked him, and he disappeared.
Yeah, if only that was real life.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you can't get that in real life.
Nope.
Like in real life, I'd have to knock that dude on his ass. Anyway, with your adjusted score, the personal grade came to an 87.5. So that concludes this breakdown, and the final All Bros letter grade for the Batman has come to an A-.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
That is genuinely surprising to me, because with how I did not think it was going to reach that, because we were like in the low 90s for a lot of these categories, and I thought the music and our personal grade were going to bring it down more.
Yeah, that's fair. I would have thought the same.
Yeah, so sitting at an A-, like that's really good. I wasn't sure. I'm happy it got there, but I wasn't sure it was going to. All right. So it is sitting at a 91.62%.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's see. It is. I do below first, right? Or what's above it?
Dude, I feel so bad. I honestly can't remember.
Okay, I'll just go up first.
Okay.
All right, so the Batman is sitting at a 91.62%, and I will be comparing it to other A- movies that we have scored. So, at a 91.62, that puts it below Logan, which is at a 91.81. It puts it below Our Friend, which is at a 92.12. It is below Never Be Done, which is at a 92.21. Puts it below The Eternals, which is at a 92.25.
Oh, we're going to get a lot of heat for that.
I don't totally disagree with it, though.
Oh, I don't either. I enjoyed Eternals more than the Batman. I'll say it on my deathbed.
Yeah, and then finally it puts it below A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which is at a 92.31.
Speaking of that movie, have you watched that movie since we first saw it in theaters and reviewed it? Have you watched it again?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I've wanted to recently. I don't know why. Because I want to see if it actually does still live up to what we gave it.
Yeah, same here.
Hmm.
Might have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, we should watch that on big screen.
Oh, that'd be cool. All right, going down. We're gonna catch some shit.
Oh God.
So it is above Coco, which is at a
Ooh.
91.4. It is also above Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is at a 91.20.
You know what? I agree. You said it's above that, right?
Above, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I agree with that.
Let's see. It's above Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is at a 91.1.
Okay.
It's above How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, which is at a solid 91.
All right.
It's above Spider-Man Far From Home, the Untrained Eye / Crash and Taz updated score, which is at a 90.93.
And now a future episode will become round 3 of Crash and Taz and Untrained Eye's breakdown of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That yes, it is still above Spider-Man Far From Home, but it's above the score that Untrained Eye and Crash and Taz gave it on their own.
Oh, okay.
So that is like their own scores. Like, not our combined.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good, man.
Still,
though, I feel that they're gonna come back for round 3 though, just to push it higher than the Batman.
Yeah, good.
At least
freaking
Vic
luck
will.
with that.
At least Vic will.
Well, that's what they tried doing this go round.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
And then the last one, it's above Tusk, which is at a 90.79. So,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel it has a decent home. Like, it's not above anything that I like better. It's not above anything that it doesn't deserve to be. Honestly, I feel like the only argument you can make is Coco.
Yeah, I would agree.
But, I mean, like, the margins are so freaking close. Like, it's not even funny. Like,
a little funny.
You'd have to get 9 movies away before you're even a full percentage difference.
Wow, damn.
Like, all the movies that I listed are within 1% of the Batman.
Wow.
Like, the first movie that's a full percentage above Batman is Encanto.
Which
And
rightfully
then
so.
Yeah, and then the first movie lower than a full percentage, or lower, that's a full percentage lower, is Little Women.
Oh, I love that movie.
Right? That movie's so good. But yeah, it like the margins are so freaking tight. Like, I forget how tight the margins are. Like, with an A-. So with an A-, it's literally a 4% window. Because we go from a 90% to a 94%. Or a 93.99%. So it's like the margins are super close. So when, like, this is why we came up with this system, because, like, we can categorize these all day long, and we can say, like, objectively speaking, like, what movies are better than what, and just knowing that they're so freaking close together. Like, this is between, like, the Batman and, yeah, the Batman's in between, like, our A- movies. Our number 1 A- movie is War of the Planet of the Apes.
Hell yeah. Hey,
And our last
movie.
Yeah, and our last A- movie is The Matrix.
Okay.
Like, it's like the margins are super close. Like, super freaking close. Like, the difference between The Matrix and freaking War of the Planet of the Apes is 3%.
Wow.
So, yeah. Not disagreeing with this in the slightest.
No, I'm not either.
Well, anyway, I do believe that concludes this week's breakdown. If you like this episode, want to check out more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are basically everywhere. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The All Bros, when you can DM us if you have an episode idea, want to answer our question of the week when we post those occasionally.
Someday.
Yeah, or if you want to join us for an episode, we would love to have you on. You can also email us if you want to at theallbroschannel@gmail.com, or check out our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros. Links to everything will be in the description. And the website's the easiest way to find everything that we do, social media, if you want merch, all of it. Like, best way to do it. All right, next week we will be breaking down. Is this Pixar?
Yes, it is.
We'll be breaking down Pixar's Turning Red. I know if I get it wrong, you're going to give me shit about it. So
I mean, that's true.
it's better
you
to
know
ask.
what? I just found out today that the director of Turning Red is the same lady that directed. Do you remember that short Pixar film Bao?
Oh, no joke.
Yeah, with like the dumpling.
Oh, I love that short.
Yeah, this is her directing this movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that was freaking awesome, and it's getting rave reviews. So
Good, dude. I was so worried about this one being like bad.
I was too. I one of the best. I've heard it's the horniest Pixar movie. That
Yes.
yeah. So this is gonna be an interesting watch, but I can't wait to watch this.
Dude, hell yeah. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this movie.
Freaking Friday, man. March 11th.
Hell yeah. Dude, Iris has a doctor's appointment that I'm taking her to.
Yeah.
So me and her are probably gonna watch it together.
Aww. I hope you both enjoy it.
I hope so too. But anyway, you guys can look forward to that next week. But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.
So long. You know what I should have done? Herbert acting as Batman. That's what I should have done. Damn it. I'm Batman. No.
Yeah, that was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, dude, same. Wow. Yeah, that was something.